I shared in a previous video the discovery of a very pivotal thing in my journey as a professional photographer. So no longer am I an event photographer, I am now a lifestyle photographer. No longer am I looking for clients and bidding for clients to capture their birthday parties, their homecoming events, their award ceremonies. That stuff is cool, but now I am bidding with companies. I'm targeting companies and helping them realize the vision that they could have when they hire a strong lifestyle photographer that understands how to make their product relatable to the customer and stand out in a sea of super polished things. So today's word is authentic. Today's world wants to see authentic work. And that's the arena that I'm choosing to play in right now. And that's where I'm targeting. It is definitely a great example of easier said than done. And what I'm getting at here is in doing the work and in rolling into this program that challenges me to not only define who I want to be and the type of work I want to produce as a photographer, but also think about the value add. Think about how I help clients. Think about what I do for clients. Think about who are the best in the industry at doing this thing already and how my creative vision, my sauce, my secret sauce, how it can all add to that and how I can stand out in that world. The more this program pushes me with the structure around it to come up with, here's how you package your business. Here's what you do, here's who you do it for, here's how you do it, here's how much it costs, here's the benefits of you doing it, all of that stuff, right? And if you need context of what I'm talking about, check out my previous video where I spoke about me needing help, me feeling like I was stuck at a dead end. As I go down this yellow brick road more and more, I'm starting to realize how much work is left for me to do. And I don't say it lightly. Like this is no longer about understanding the inverse law with your lights and understanding the exposure triangle and understanding how to direct somebody and the nuances of a photo shoot. This is not that. This is a different level of work that I have not yet or ever really considered. It's a whole different arena for me and it's very overwhelming. Like I am so far out of my comfort zone. It is insane. What am I talking about? I've come to the realization that the type of photographers that I chose to model in the lifestyle space, they're the ones that's shooting for Apple, Microsoft, Rolex, Fendi, Louis Vuitton, Gucci, right? And like you look at this work and you say to yourself, man, I can do this. I can do this. And then when you start dissecting it, because it starts at a very granular level, right? What you know how to do. So you look at these editorial fashion portraits and you look at these ad campaigns for these big brands and you're like, what? It's a guy in the field holding an iPhone taking a photo of a Christmas tree. I can do that. You can. And you start to look at the lighting like, yeah, I know how to do that. I know that I can't shoot in the middle of the day because the sunlight's straight up. We don't like that. We want either early morning, sun's directional, late afternoon, sun's directional, all these things. But then you start to realize, hang on, this is artificial lighting outdoors. This is a different beast. And not that I haven't shot artificial lighting outdoors, not that I haven't taken my 8200 outside and used high-speed sync and all this. I've done it, but the problem with it is when it's windy, there goes your softbox. There goes your light, right? Who's gonna hold this? You know what I mean? So by the time the talent's ready and you had this perfect scene, and then you gotta go over here and move the light shifts. Who's gonna go move your light? Right? And then the talent that you have that you're shooting with, which I've done, there's something in the face, but I'm using a long lens, so I'm not as close to see it. Who's gonna be there for me to say, hey, you got some hair right there, just put that, right? So I'm starting to realize the world that I'm seeking, I'm working to be a part of, requires a team. And that is very scary for me because I've never had to do it. And I wanna preface this by saying I'm a self-taught photographer. And that sounds crazy when I say it, right? It sounds like a very pretentious thing, but all I'm trying to say is I learned the art, the craft, the passion of photography by doing it, by doing something again and again and again. You did it wrong, you did it wrong. Here, it came out right, but I don't know what I did, but I'll keep trying until I learn. You hop on YouTube, you watch hours of videos, you listen to podcasts, you read magazines, you do what you can to educate yourself on this craft. And I'm very much that. So I'm used to doing, I'm used to learning by doing. In fact, it's my preferred way to learn. What's really causing my imposter syndrome to flare up here is this is sort of a new territory for me. I've not had to build a team around an initiative. Not in photography, in my IT career, yes, but this is brand new to me, right? So like now I have to find an assistant. What does that look like? What is an assistant? An assistant, I think there's this, and I made this mistake at one point in time. I would meet people and they'd say they're an assistant photographer and I'd look at them like, oh, you must suck at your job. False. That was blatant ignorance on my behalf. An assistant is very much so as technical as the main shooter. They also need to know the light. They also need to know light positioning. They also need to know what my preferred style is and what I like, and they know how to mold the things around them to make sure that it's comfortable for me. They're on my team, they're on Team Ramon, so they're invested in understanding who I am as the main photographer and being my number two. Someone who is your number two is still a prestigious job. That means when I have a sick day, I know who to send. When I have someone that calls and says, yo, I need your style and what you do on this shoot. Sorry, I already have something booked. I need full confidence that my assistant is someone that I can be like, yo, fam, go over there, handle that. I'll take my cut off it, but that's your client. You know what I mean? So there's this thing about assistants that I had to educate myself. And now I'm in this mode where I'm looking around like, okay, where do you find an assistant? Who are these people? Where are their resumes, right? Like how much do they cost? And I guarantee, and it's sort of this accountability thing, right? Like I'm going after tens of thousands of dollars for a delivery. I'm no longer working for $500, $650, $800. Like I'm done with all of that. I want the big boy paydays, which means I need the big boys here with me on my team, which means my assistant is probably gonna be making, I don't know, 25, $3,000. Like this is not a small thing. And for me, it's a mind-blowing concept because I wish I'm aspiring to make that money. But here I am, forget the moon, I'm going for the stars. And I need a team around me. So now I gotta like, all right, what is an assistant? And here comes the flare up of the imposter syndrome. Hi, my name is Ramon, I'm looking to hire you as an assistant. Are they gonna look at me like, who the hell are you? I'm not assisting you. You know what I mean? Now I need to form a relationship with some sort of agent or multiple agents for talent and ad agencies and these platforms to get models from. I am not leaving my career and my business up to the chance of reaching out to aspiring models on Instagram because they're free and we can do TFP or time for photo or whatever they call it. Like, nah, I'm looking for models that I don't have to direct, because now I'm starting to see this world where when you get the right talent, you do so much less directing, because they've got all the experience, because they've worked with all the other photographers in this industry. So when I say I'm doing an ad campaign for a necklace, they already know what to do. They already know they're gonna come in, they know they gotta have some hands, they gotta accentuate the neckline, they're gonna have that jawline up, they know all the things to do. And that's less of a chance for me to miss something. I don't want to direct you, right? But I got my assistant who might, you know what I mean? So like, it's all starting to come together. I need a stylist. I'm not leaving it up to the model for what they're going to wear for me to come back to this $15,000, $20,000, $30,000 ad campaign and say, oh, you don't like what the model's wearing? My bad. Like, no. I need a stylist. I need somebody that's going to take the information that I take from my client and say, this is the direction, how we gonna style this. I need makeup in here. I need people that do makeup in here. They need super edgy, they know what that means. They need something glowy, they know what that means. It's a lifestyle shoot. I don't need anything harsh. It has to look authentic, but we can't have the model looking busted. They know what that means. Like there's all these things that I have never had to think about that now I need to form structures in place to support me to get to my goal. And all of these people need to be paid, because I'm not looking for talent. I'm looking for talent like myself. I'm looking for my peer in that industry. I need a bomb-ass assistant. I need a bomb-ass hair and makeup person. I need a model that just can make it work. This is their thing. Like, I'm starting to see the value in this. And still, even though it still comes back to my technical gear, my lenses, my camera, that's all good to go, but now I need studio strobes. And I need studio strobes in a way that I can take them outside and get the work done. I need to know that if I'm capturing multiple image back to back because it's some sort of action shot, I need to know that my lighting can respond and will recycle instantly. So I probably need something like Explore 600s. I probably need like at least 2 of them. And I need an assistant to hold those, right? And then what if I'm doing editorial portraits? Now I need access to a nice studio. I need access to a studio. Right now I'm shooting in my basement, in my home studio, in my man cave, right? So my ceilings are low. I can't get the light as tall as I wanted if I'm standing to get some decent butterfly lighting. These are all things that like, okay, so what studios can I look into now that I'll have to look into now that will give me the space I need, that will have the equipment. So I just need to come in and just get to work. I don't need to cart my equipment around, like all these things. And quite frankly, I will be super honest and transparent. It's a lot. It's a lot. I am very overwhelmed, but I'm also super excited to just get to work, And I feel like I have to do this work now. I can't wait till a client reaches out when all the hard work of redoing my website, redoing my portfolio, doing all of these test shoots and capturing lifestyles to show clients that I can do it. I can't wait till someone says, yes, we'll hire you, to then go, man, who's gonna hold this light? Who's gonna do this makeup? Who's gonna do this hair? What model am I gonna use? Like, I have to start working on that today, right now. And I am so far out of my comfort zone. I am so overwhelmed, but I love this feeling. This is the same feeling I got when I was at work And I couldn't wait for my day to be over and my corporate job as an IT professional, and I want to grab my camera and I want to go outside and fail. I don't know what I'm doing with the ISO. I don't know what I'm doing with the shutter speed, but damn it, I'm in the streets. Let me figure it out. This is that feeling. This is that precipice. I like where I am. Being outside of my comfort zone is exciting. And quite frankly, I need to do a better job at continuously reminding myself progress lives outside my comfort zone. My name is Ramon. I'd like to thank you for the time that you've shared here with me today. Time is the most valuable resource that we have, and I really appreciate that you can share it with me. Thank you. I'm out of here. Peace.